Everyone, and welcome back to the MUTU web series. I'm Ashley Snyder with the Event Management Office, and Jessica Erickson is back as well to help me today. Our guest speaker today is Cheltzie Miller-Bailey with the Center for LGBTQIA+, and they are one of our building partners within the Memorial Union, so we wanted to highlight some of the programs that they have to help support students and some of the programming that they have within the MU. So Cheltzie, if you want to take it away and give us a brief introduction about yourself, that would be great.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Cheltzie, and I've been with the center since January.
Thank you for joining us today. We're so excited to have you. Can you tell us a little bit more about the center and the services that you guys provide for students?
Yeah, absolutely. So we provide services, support, and just general initiatives that support LGBTQIA+ students on campus. We're kind of the hub for those students on campus specifically. And it's really great because we do have a physical space, like Ashley mentioned, in the center. So we are located in the Memorial Union, which is really cool because we have an automatic community that we get to create just because of the physical space that we operate. Specifically with what the center's goals are, or essentially like our mission, we operate on 4 different pillars. So those are pride, community, leadership, and mentorship. So everything that we do really centers around those 4 key pillars, I would say. So everything with the programs that we do, so that would be like community welcome or Lavender Graduation or education. Really everything that we do operates in sort of realm, and all of it is obviously to support LGBTQIA+ students at Iowa State.
That's great. So you talked a little bit about the welcome event or Lavender Graduation, which of course happened within the Memorial Union. Can you tell us about some of the other programs that you have throughout the MU during the year?
Yeah, absolutely. So pretty much our programming happens in the Memorial Union. Like I said, with our physical space, even our smaller kind of meet and greets or little events will happen in the center specifically. So that's really cool because the Memorial Union is really a place where we get to feel really comfortable, and we try to make students feel comfortable too. Specifically, we do have larger programs that do take place kind of in conjunction with the event management office. So I mentioned the LGBTQIA+ community welcome. That typically happens in August when students are coming back to campus, as well as Lavender Graduation, which typically happens in May. And then we also have LGBTQIA+ History Month, which happens in October, and that is typically like a week of events, and they can kind of vary in size and scope and things like that. So all of those are really just meant to build community and connection. Each of them have different initiatives too. Like obviously Lavender Graduation is an event that we use to honor the graduates that we have every May. So there's a little bit of a different aspect there. The community welcome is more of like a welcome back bash, a little bit more fun, help new students or returning students kind of connect to what's going on for the LGBTQIA+ community at Iowa State. And the EMO has been really great, or the union in general has been really great in kind of helping us with that process too. So I work with Ashley and Jess actually a lot in order to book our spaces. They pretty much just help me create, like I have this vision in my head, and they can figure out how to make that work with all the services and offerings and resources that the union specifically has. So before we kind of went on this crazy track with COVID-19, Ashley and I had been working pretty diligently together actually to plan Lavender Graduation, which is really cool because for us having such a small staff with just Brad, the director, and I, there's not always a lot of time to pay attention to all of those like smaller details, I guess. Like we have students coming in all the time, or other programs, or all the different things that happen on a day-to-day basis. And so it's really great to be so closely connected to and in proximity to the event management office, because they are really able to step in and help us with some of those smaller details, like what chairs and what tables and what lights and things like that, to make sure that both what we're doing in terms of what the purpose of the program is, but then also the delivery of that program really matches. So that's kind of what we're doing when we plan all of the different events that we have and how we work with EMO.
Well, thank you for your kind words. We love being in close proximity and working with you as well. And it talks about how COVID-19 has changed some of your programming for this semester. So Lavender Graduation will not be held in person in the format that it normally is. Can you tell us about how you're engaging with students virtually and how the planning for Lavender Graduation is going?
Yeah, it's a massive shift for us. So, like I said, our physical space is a really big benefit for us. We get to see friendly spaces in the center every day. We have the luxury that we get community right outside our office doors every single day. So, it's really changed just how my day-to-day operates, really. So, right now, we're really working hard to figure out how we can create that same sense of community and comfort that the center space provides in a virtual format, and on a virtual platform specifically. So it's taking some time, obviously, because fun fact, who knew technology is really hard to integrate. And so we're learning some new skills, and there's some new like nuances that we just wouldn't have ever really anticipated. But we also want to make sure that we are offering this virtual platform in a way that really can serve students. And so we're taking our time with it and really trying to make sure that the same way that we're able to support community and support students in the physical center space, we can do virtually. So in the meantime, we're obviously on social media, so you can find us there, or any students can find us there, of course. We've done some things like hosted the final sessions of our Thrive Leadership program virtually. So that's been really great. Those were students that we met with on a nearly weekly basis in the center. And so we got to have those programs virtually. Brad and I are both available for like virtual check-ins or meetings or things like that. So some of those same elements that are available in the center are still happening. It's just a little bit different. Lavender Graduation, I would say, is really different. Of course, it is going really well, and even though it's a little bit different, we are really being intentional about the way that we still provide space to honor the graduates and the accomplishments that they've had throughout their time at Iowa State. So we are going to a full virtual Lavender Graduation program. It will go live. So it's not live, I should say. It's not an actual live program, but it will go live and be available essentially on May 7th at, I think, 3 p.m. It is. So it's, if you have other graduations going on, or I know a lot of different departments have different ways that they're honoring their students, we wanted to make sure that you could watch it, or it would be available in any context. So you don't actually have to watch it on May 7th, but that's when it will be available for students. So we've just been really focusing on trying to maintain the essence essentially of the in-person program. So things like giving each student an opportunity to be honored individually and have their time to kind of shine, celebrating kind of this communal community and being able to provide opportunity and spaces for each person to kind of be cheered on and get to share how all of us collectively have accomplished something really amazing by their graduation. And then also offering opportunities for the graduates themselves to show some gratitude and give thanks to the people that have helped them make it to this point, because that's obviously really important, and it's something that we love about our in-person program too. So we're trying to maintain as much as we possibly can, but it will look a little bit different, but I think it will still hit the mark well.
And from talking with you, I think it was a few weeks ago, you were brainstorming about how to still make LavGrad personable, and you were talking about sending goodie bags, I think it was, in the mail with like a confetti popper and some other things. Can you talk about where you're at with that process and what you came up with?
Yeah, so each of the graduates will receive what's called a pride box, is what we're calling it. So one of the really cool things that we provide at in-person Lavender Graduation is just a few, I guess, yeah, kind of goodies, different things that symbolize what graduating really means, and then allowing graduates to be able to hold on to something that they will no longer get to have, like by leaving the center, essentially. So one stoles, so the graduates will actually usually get that placed on them at the ceremony, which is a really special moment, just because, like I said, it symbolizes something that they've worked really hard for, and it also allows them to maybe hang it on a wall or just have it in a space where they are able to kind of remember like the journey that it took for them to get there. And especially for LGBTQIA plus students, that can be a lot different than other students, because there might just have been some different obstacles and different levels of identity development and things like that. So each of them will get a pride box. There'll be some little goodies in there. ways that they'll be able to celebrate individually and then hopefully share those celebrations with us, either with pictures or videos or things like that, so that we can create something too, so they can all see how they all individually celebrated as well.
That all sounds really great. It sounds like you guys did a really intentional planning to make sure that all of the favorite parts of graduation, Lavender graduation, are still happening, even though you can't be together in person, which is really awesome. And I love the Pride Box. I think that having that physical piece to be able to hold on to and keep is so important. So really great job there. Kind of our last question to wrap it up. Do you have any advice for students on how to stay engaged during this difficult time?
Yeah, I guess I'll kind of go twofold. So in a general sense, I think really for me, what's been helpful, and I think that could extend to students, is rethinking what it means to be engaged and kind of start a little bit smaller. So I know, especially with the center, I love staying busy. I love being around people. I love getting to conversations, and that's, like I said, a luxury that we have in our space. But obviously that's just not a realistic thing that can happen. I don't get to go to dinner with friends every night. I don't get to see my colleagues and have conversations with my students every day. So instead, I've kind of had to figure out what that shift looks like in terms of what engagement during this time really means for me. So it could be a daily phone call. It could be a weekly video chat. It could even be like sharing a workout or a TV show with someone and then watching it on your own time and then talking about it over text or something like that later. So I think for me, it's been kind of really spending some time shifting how you need to be engaged and recognizing that even like little small ways to stay connected can be really helpful during this time. And I think with this focus on as well. So you can really connect with us on social media. It's the smallest thing you could possibly do if you're on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We are at the Center ISU. So the Center ISU on all three of those platforms. And you can chat with us, you can DM us. We have lots of Instagram stories and Twitter questions and Facebook posts and all that kind of stuff are up. And I mean, even just a simple comment might not feel like a traditional way to stay engaged, but it's definitely an opportunity to see what we're doing, see what other departments on campus are doing, and just still feel connected to Iowa State, I think. And then obviously, like I said, I think we really want to push that Brad and I are available for connection and conversation as much as any students need. So you can email us individually. You can also just email center@iastate.edu, or even give us a phone call. I think our phone number is 515-294-5433. So you can truly, like, we just really want y'all to think about ways that like you need to be connected to us and encourage that, because I think that's what we're here for. So think smaller, and I think that will still feel really good for students right now.
That was great. Thank you so much for sharing about what you're doing in the center and all the outreach that you're doing. And like you said, you're more than welcome to chat with anybody and everybody. So we again encourage everybody to reach out if they want to chat or have questions or things like that. And I also wanted to give you a little shout out because even though you're new to the MU, you were the building partner of the year this year. So we're so happy and glad to have you in the building and continue to collaborate together and work together for future programs. So thank you again, Cheltzie, for joining us, and we will see you next week on MUTU. Thank you.